So 1 day out of tens of thousands of years, that's the difference between the distance that we managed to breach so far compared to another civilization that may have sent something to our backyard.
Right. Now, have we ever observed things in the past that have changed their tail like this?
So there are
from
fake...
a jet to a tail.
This is called an anti-tail when it's pointing towards the sun.
Mm-hmm.
There were optical illusions in a situation where, there is a tail which is pushed away from the sun by radiation and the solar wind,
Mm-hmm.
but you're observing it as the Earth goes through the orbital plane of this object, of this comet, and you are seeing it from a perspective that it looks as if the tail is pointed at the sun, but in fact it's just a perspective thing. It's an optical illusion. And there were
Mm-hmm.
cases like that. That was seen. But as far as I know, none seen in a situation where it's clear. And in 3i Atlas, it was very far from the sun and Earth, and we saw it towards the sun. There cannot be an optical illusion under these circumstances because it was approaching both the Earth and the sun roughly at the same direction. So I'm not aware of another. But most importantly, you should look at the response of the comet expert community to that anomaly. They say, well, comets are strange. We don't know. Maybe it's these are dust particles that are very big, so they don't get pushed back much. But then how do you scatter sunlight? Usually you need particles that have a size of the order of the wavelength of the light that is being scattered. That's the most efficient process. And when you have dust particles, the ones that have sub-micrometer dimensions are dominating the scattering of sunlight. So why, in this case, you will have only big ones that are not getting pushed back? It could be fragments of ice that are scattering the sunlight that have nothing to do with dust, but those fragments of ice get evaporated, and so they don't have enough time to turn back. I wrote 2 papers on that trying to explain it. But my point is, many scientists are not curious. You would find it surprising. Why are they not curious? Why are they not willing to consider alternative explanations to what is commonly thought? And it's because they're afraid of taking any risk. And I came from a background where I worked in cosmology, trying to figure out puzzles. Like, most of the matter in the universe is of a substance that we don't know what it is. We call it dark matter. It's just to reflect our ignorance. Nobel Prizes were awarded for people who quantified how much dark matter there is, how much dark energy there is. These are constituents whose nature is unknown. And just think about it, giving a Nobel Prize to people who just said how ignorant we are. We don't know what these things are. Ordinary matter makes just 5% of all the matter in the universe. And in this culture of cosmology, when I worked in for 3 decades, it was, completely common to propose ideas to explain anomalies. I mean, the dark matter is an anomaly. You don't know what it is. And people were rewarded for coming up with ideas, imaginative ideas that can be tested experimentally. That's the way you make progress. You don't know something. You are putting on the table possibilities, and then you motivate observers or experimentalists to figure out which one is the correct one. And that was the culture. And I think of it as a culture of chess players. Okay? Trying to figure out things. When I get to work on comets, asteroids, these objects, and consider imaginative possibilities to explain their anomalies the way I did in the context of cosmology, I encounter, a culture of mud wrestlers.
Mud wrestlers.
It's different from chess players.
Right.
And I don't want to mud wrestle. I don't want to get dirty. I don't respond to I learned my lesson with Oumuamua. I don't respond to those people because once we collect, I just want as much evidence as possible so that they would not be able to shove the anomalies under the carpet of traditional thinking. That's my motivation.
Right.
So I'm inspiring a debate right now, and there is a huge interest in that debate, so that we will collect as much data as possible so that by the end of the day, we'll figure out what our dating partner is. If it happens to be a rock, on the other side of the table, you go on a date and you see a rock, so be it. If it's something else, That has huge implications.
Right.
And therefore, we should consider that possibility seriously and just collect as much data as possible.
What is it about your field in particular that you think motivates mudslinging? Like, why are they averse to risk, and why are they not just averse to risk, but why they are attacking you for proposing what seems to me to be a reasonable alternative, considering the possibilities given all the planets and stars that we know are out there?
Well, I got a hint for the answer to your question when I wrote the first paper on Oumuamua.
Right.
I suggested it might be technological.
Right.
And the paper got accepted for publication within 3 days, record. The reviewer said, this is a great idea because it's consistent with all the data we have. It's most likely a flat object. And therefore, it could be pushed by reflecting sunlight, which was my proposal. Then the media came to my door. And people started asking me a lot of questions. I got well known. At that point, the personal attacks started. So
Right.
it's,
So it's
jealousy. Yeah, it's
jealousy.
and but I can tell you that I learned my lesson.
You can't
and
respond.
I just ignore it.
Yeah.
And let me give you a few anecdotes of what
Okay.
happened to me this week, just this week.
Okay.
Okay.
Please.
Tomorrow, I'm supposed to go to California. There is a NASCAR car race where one of the racers decided to put my image with 3i Atlas, with the Galileo project that I'm leading, on his car. So let me show you some images.
Yeah, show me the image, because what is the current best image of 3i Atlas?
Oh, we will get to that. So here you see the car, and he promised to let me drive it just before the race.
Who is this guy?
Alex,
Kevin Harvick?
No, Kevin
Raceway?
Harvick
Oh, that's the
is
Raceway?
that's the name of the
What is the driver's name?
Alex Malik.
Alex Malik.
Yeah. And he contacted
So he's
me
just
out
a
of the
big
blue.
fan?
Yeah, he's just a big fan.
Oh, that's cool.
And I will go there.
Pretty
And,
smart of him, right? Because that's definitely going to get you a lot of attention.
Yeah, so he just sent it to me this morning. This is in the shop where they put all these things on it, and tomorrow I'm going to drive it.
What is Comet Lemon in the back?
Oh, that's just another Comet. So
he's like a Comet fan, this guy.
By the way, I told him that the fastest moving race car is 600 times slower than 3i Atlas. 600 times. So,
Wow.
It's a compliment to me to be featured on his car, but 3i Atlas doesn't care much because it's already moving 600 times faster than his car can move, But let's move
That
to...
is cool, though.
So this is tomorrow.
That image, though, that's you with a spinning world, right? That's the globe.
Yeah. And my name, so the car is called Avi Loeb now.
Nice.
Yeah. Can we move to the
Congratulations.
next image? I'll
Look,
show you
you're
another.
very excited about this. I like it.
Yeah. So this is an image taken 2 days ago in my office at Harvard. I was contacted out of the blue by an artist, a very distinguished artist, accomplished, named Greg Wyatt in New York City, who donated 2 sculptures made of bronze of Galileo. You see them in the front. They were delivered to my office just a few days ago. And in the background, you see watercolors that he made. Each of them, there are 51 of them that he donated. All of this he donated to me at no cost. He wants it to be displayed in my office because these watercolors display famous scientists that pioneered new frontiers. And he includes a statement from each of these scientists, which are really educational for the students and postdocs that work with me. I should tell you, I got an email from a U.S. Air Force pilot. His daughter, Ariana,